It is freezing. I don't know what's up with that. I got back and I was looking at the snow like, wait a minute, I thought winter was canceled. Hi, welcome back. Hello, hello, hello. I've missed you all. I am Taylor-Alexis, and this is a safe place to talk dangerously about all of the life lessons in your 30s and other shenanigans. First things first, they say a woman who cuts her hair probably had split ends. No, I'm kidding. I just got a little new do, cutting off the dead ends, the split ends, letting it go. New year, new me. But anyhow, I'm fresh off of, I guess I would call it like a workcation. Oh man, I went to St. Kitts for 3 weeks. It was a long time to be away from my apartment. I missed my bed and some of my other amenities, but it feels good to be back. I spent a long time with family, and I haven't done that in a really long time. Like, I think the last time I spent more than 4 days in the beautiful island of St. Kitts and Nevis, I was like a teenager or preteen. So it was really nice to go back, spend time with family members, really just soak up and just chill out. I wasn't doing anything in New York, so I was like, you know what? Let me just escape for a little bit. JetBlue had a sale, don't tell Delta. And I took advantage of it. And man, it was great. So shout out to my cousins and close friends and stuff too, saw me in the airport and they're like, are you coming down to play mass? And I'm like, no, I actually forgot about that. I forgot. So Christmas time and New Year's, the holiday season, is a huge, huge time in St. Kitts, and they have their sugar mass. I think this year was the 52nd one. So I did not participate, but I was able to go and film some stuff. So hopefully I can share some of that with you. It was cray. And not only is it an all-day thing, it's also an evening thing for those who aren't familiar with Carnival. But they have something called Last Lap, which is literally the last lap around the fun. So I went out with my mother to kind of just see the whole experience. And it sucked because I didn't bring my camera, so I only got to capture some of that on my phone, for at least for the nighttime. But oh man, it was great, right? But then I started feeling like, ooh, something's a little off. Don't know what happened. I got back and I was shivering, and it's 80 degrees down there. So I had no call shivering, and I couldn't lay my luggage down. I felt so weak. I was just tired, and I came down with the fever. I know. What a way to start the year. I'm like, I'm going to escape, and here I am, sick, in a beautiful island, sweating I don't have balls, but sweating my balls off. But it's okay, I recovered, and let me tell you, Caribbean remedies, immigrant remedies, the traditional stuff. We have to keep those recipes and little tricks alive, because I thought I was having just boiled ginger, which, ginger tea, which is boiled ginger, but there was actually some garlic in it. It was a little surprise, so it was gross, but it helped. So it speeded up my fever, and I was able to get back to life or vacation in St. Kitts. So, all right, another part that I wanted to talk about. So, or maybe you don't know, I film weddings, but my heart is really, really in documentary. And of course, to, put your name out there, you got to put in the work. But documentaries have been like at the back of my brain throughout all of 2023. I'm like, oh man. And I had my own projects that I'm working on, and I think I want to talk a little bit more about the film world, because there's just so much that you have to figure out on your own, or so much that you can learn by doing. So, and talking to other people too. So I had started a project in 2022. It was my second baby, and it was just basically me documenting my grandmother's life. So back in March of 2020, unfortunately, I lost my aunt, which is my grandmother's sister. After that loss, my grandmother was the last of her siblings to be alive, and I was just like, wait a minute, hold up. We don't know anything about your life. You came here in the 70s. A lot of immigrant families don't really talk about what they've been through. And I'm like, I'm here with the camera, talk about it. So I had this idea of like, okay, let's just document it and have something so I could show my kids, my grandkids, and legacy, the family lives on. And I flew to St. Kitts, and I think I was there for like 4 or 5 days, or just a week. So I had a short amount of time, but I was determined because my grandmother came to New York, worked her butt off, and then retired and moved back to St. Kitts and built her house up, all this, whatever. So in filming, I was just kind of getting her comfortable with the camera, and we were talking just candidly about her life and stuff, just kind of getting an idea of what was it like in the 70s. Like, you're trying to tell me you came to New York in the 70s, New York City in the 70s, and you don't have any stories? You have to have stories. So I really wanted to know the tea. I really wanted to know the tea on that. So I was, we started doing the interview, and I'm getting her, comfortable, and she's talking about her life and just opening up and sharing. And it wasn't until she started crying that I'm like, wait, what's going on? And she shared that because she was in New York getting her visa and getting her papers here in New York, she wasn't able to kind of spearhead her mom's burial, who had passed away, and she couldn't go back home. And she's not sure exactly where she's buried in a cemetery in St. Kitts, in her childhood town. And I'm like, okay, hold on, because this is sensitive, because yes, this is, a personal family issue, but I'm like, this is an amazing story. I'm telling you, making films, you just never turn that off. It's sad. You're always looking for a story, but whatever, neither here nor there. So I'm like, well, this is the next part, but we kind of found out about that part later on to my trip. So I was like, well, let's go to the cemetery, let's figure it out, and let's just shoot and see what happens. And man, got some really interesting footage, and she just opened up, and I'm like, ma'am, I've known you for like all of 33 years. I've never heard this story. But she made it her life mission now in retirement to take care of that and figure out where exactly her mom's buried. So, fast forward to 2023, I've been sitting with this footage. I wouldn't say lazy, because I've been doing other things, but I only have the first 3 minutes of the doc edited. Fast forward to 2023, this project has been on my mind, but I know the next chunk of it, I would have to go back to St. Kitts to film it, because we need to figure out what's the mission, how are you getting this done, how, what is the end, right? Are you actually getting this done in real time? Did something happen? Those kind of things too. So I think that's like the beauty in documentary filmmaking, because a lot of it is run and go, and you just never know how things are gonna play out. Because in my brain, I would say, okay, maybe the end of the story is her actually figuring out where she is, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's a lesson of acceptance, and moving on past that. I thought it was a perfect opportunity to bring my camera, and I had the plan of just shooting every single day. I was like, I'm here for 3 weeks, let's get her done. I bought a new hard drive. I'm like, let's fill her up. And then I got the fever, like I mentioned before. So there, put a little damper on it, but I think we got some good stuff. And I'm not 100% sure of the ending just yet, only because now I feel like there's other factors that are involved, like the government, and I'm just little old me. I'm not trying to go up against the government of another country. So yeah, it's a lot to go through. Aside from the filmmaking stuff, I did take some time out to have some fun, and I ended up doing some ATVs. Your girl was on a 4-wheeler, but on 2 wheels, and I was scared, but I did it. And I have this thing where I say, you know what? Anytime I'm scared, I'm doing something that's completely out of my mind, well, I say to myself, do it for your grandkids. And then I just feel like a sense of calm. It's so strange, like bypass the kids, skip them kids, but the grandkids, do it for the grandkids. It's ridiculous. Okay, for my Caribbean folks out there, I was not warned about the wood slave lizards. I think they call them different things in different islands. I think in Jamaica, they're like the Jamaican gecko or something like that. They make the creepiest sound at night, and they don't have backbone, so they can slither in these like some really tiny cracks of a house or anything like that. And I'll just say, shout out to technology, because I put on some noise canceling headphones and listen to the Calm app and to hear some ocean waves go to sleep, because that is so crazy. And I know I was told the lizards, they're scared of you. I had a lot of interactions with animals, a lot of monkeys, a lot of goats, a lot of sheep, a lot of cows, you know, dogs, the whole 9 yards. I mean, I would love to do something for National Geographic, but we'll see. I gotta figure out what that would look like, because I enjoy taking videos of people, but I'm really drawn to animals. So anyways, I'm blabbing about that. I'm happy to be back in New York. It is freezing. I don't know what's up with that. I got back and I was looking at the snow like, wait a minute, I thought winter was canceled. But yeah, I'm just excited. I feel so clear about what I want out of life, or what I want out of this year, and it all starts with me. And I say that to say, it all starts with you. You are the author of your life. For this year on this channel, I want to do a lot more talking about filmmaking, because that's something that I'm super passionate about. And again, I don't think that there's enough people that look like me that are talking about this stuff. And we'll just keep on the good mission. I want to talk about some beauty stuff that I'm into as of lately. This is all new, because I was the girl growing up playing Mario Kart and Need for Speed and GTA. Like, I was like, makeup, what is that? So yeah, just kind of sharing that stuff too. And if you have any suggestions that you want me to cover, we'll go for it. I do want to get into dating a little bit. I do want to go into like losing friends, making new friends, that kind of stuff. So stay tuned. I'm excited. All right, so just catching up, you know, like to do those every once in a while. We'll get back to the content later. But again, I don't think I said this in the beginning, but if this is your jam, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you here next time. I don't know, I'm just feeling a little sassy. It's because my shoulders are out. Don't mind me. If you made it this far, comment, we back, baby. All right, I'm signing out. Bye.